What the hell is this? That isn't World of Tanks. Ah, that's much better.
Critical hit. We're dead for. Everyone get out.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Celtic Files. Recently we took a look at the Tier 5 TD, the PZSFL4C. Next in line is the Nashorn, and that's what we are going to look at today. Let's begin by looking at the modules, starting with the gun. I want to point out that if you have already leveled the other German TD tree, you are in for a treat. Since you have already unlocked this gun on the Jag Panther, you can mount the top gun right away. And trust me, you are in for a treat indeed. The radio carries over from the Marker 38T as well as the 4C, so you can install that right away too. As for the engine, humble drivers rejoice. The top engine on the Nashorn is shared with a German SPG. The only thing left to research are the tracks. Since this isn't the only German TD at Tier 6, we should take a look at the other one, the Jag Panzer IV. In my opinion, the Jag Panzer IV is the weakest of all Tier 6 TDs. It is not a bad machine as such, it just does not have the gun it deserves. The Jag Panzer IV is probably the most painful grind of any of the Tier 6 TDs. The same cannot be said for the Nashorn, however. This tank is all about the gun. Here we see the L56 of the Jag Panzer IV on the right, and the long 71 of the Nashorn on the left. The L71 aims a little slower, and its rate of fire is also a bit lower than the L56 of the Jag Panzer. But as for everything else, this isn't even in the same league. The L71 has 200mm of penetration, and a juicy 240 alpha damage. And on top of that, it is more accurate than the L56. Now there is another German tank that gets the L71. It is the top gun on the Tiger. Since these are essentially the same guns, the penetration and alpha damage is identical, but look at the difference in accuracy, rate of fire, and most of all, the aiming time. So what you get with an Nashorn is a gun that is a Tier 7 tank proud at Tier 6. And that, guys, is really a fantastic combination. I think this might just be the best gun you can have on any of the Tier 6 TDs. Sure, it does not have the brute force of an SU-100 or SU-100Y, but it is so much more accurate, and fires so bloody fast. It is, in a word, epic. Now that we have the good news out of the way, let's take a look at what's not so great. For starters, the Nashorn is quite large. Its resemblance to the Dicker Max is striking, and I also think there is a bit of a Hemel in there somewhere. At any rate, the Nashorn is quite a big target, much larger than the Stud, for example. But it is not larger than the 4C. In fact, its hitbox of the side profile is actually a bit smaller. Let's take a look at the armor. Oh, there isn't any. The thickest armor is 30mm. So it's a glass cannon, just like the 4C. The old mantra, get spotted and die, certainly applies. The Nashorn isn't slow, however. 40 kph with a traverse of 36 degrees give it good maneuverability. Okay. Time for some statistics. Let's begin with the camo rating. Unsurprisingly, the Nashorn does not fare too well. Only the SU-100Y posts worse stats. You should stack camo on the crew, and equip your Nashorn with a camo net, and perhaps a binocular periscope to maximize the view range. Next, DPM. The Nashorn's L71 clearly makes this the TD of choice when it comes to damage per minute. But wait, the Jag Panzer IV has higher DPM, you might say. Well, just hang on. On the next slide it will all become clear. Anyways, almost 2.3k damage per minute, combined with the pinpoint accuracy of the gun, this is probably the best gun you can have on any Tier 6 TD. So what's the deal with the Jag Panzer IV? Take a look. Here we compare alpha damage and penetration, combined in one chart. Here we can see that the Jag Panzer IV is hampered by the low penetrating L56. The same, by the way, is true for the Churchill gun carrier. The Nashorn is the second highest penetration of all Tier 6 TDs. The ARL is slightly better. The problem with the ARL, though, is its terrible gun traverse. You need to constantly move the hull, and need to re-aim all the time. You won't have that problem in the Nashorn. Its gun traverse is quite good. Wrapping things up. Before we go into the action, let's have a brief look at the global win rate per noobmeter.com. The Hellcat dominates, and the Nashorn performs rather poorly. There seems to be a pattern with all of these recent blast cannons. They are not necessarily easy to play, because when you make a mistake, you have no armor that can save you. Let me show you what I mean. I am on Fjords, at the beginning of the battle. I dump my shot at the KV-3 and get spotted. I feel safe here from artillery, so I don't move a lot. And this is what HE shells will do to your Nashorn. They will wreck you. Comprehensively. This makes tanks with derp guns the nemesis of the Nashorn. You don't want to get hit by an M4 or EZ-8 with a derp gun, or the Hetzer 105. They will do full damage, chew you up, and then spit you out in pieces. Hellcat drivers know what I am talking about. Okay, let's watch some games. First up, White Park. It's a Tier 6 match and a pretty even matchup. We should be able to leave our mark on the game. And when it's all said and done, we will have. I am a bit worried about the enemy's EZ-8 and Jumbo. They may be using the derp gun.
Let's go.
I moved my Nashorn into one of my favorite sniping spots on White Park. It allows me to shoot down that long street without getting spotted right away. Also, this location is reasonably safe from artillery fire. We have arrived, and it would seem as if the dinner is ready. We knocked that Matilda out cold with a nice damage roll of 264. I am not sure if it shell went in or not. Now I am shifting my attention to the KV-1S. He's a good player and a very dangerous tech. Good hit, but now they know I am here. He has just fired, so I should be safe to come out again. Camo net is up, and binocular telescope engaged. Our good view range on the Nashorn should help us in this situation. There should be still the BK3601H we saw earlier, as well as an M4. And sure enough, here he comes. Nice hit, and he does not seem to have spotted us. He manages to get away before I could finish him off. But a few seconds later, he reappears out in the open. I'll take the kill, thank you very much. That M4 is peeking the ridgeline. That is an accurate gun, guys. A Cromwell has made it across the tracks. I am spotted and pulled back immediately. I am not interested in showing my tank at the corner for the time being. Maybe I can do some good elsewhere in the meantime. Does not look that way. Oh, the Cromwell is making his move. He is going full YOLO. Notice how I jinxed my tank so that my tracks eat the damage. Anyways, that's the Cromwell dispensed with, but there's still that M4. If he has the derp, he is extremely dangerous for my tank. We are losing this game, but it does not matter to me. I am here to go down fighting. Gotcha. That was my 4th kill, but our team is melting. If I want to do some more damage, I have to hurry it up. There is an easy 8 coming for me. My first shot at the KV2 misses, so I decide to take out the jumbo instead. Now I am trying the KV2 again. Bingo. Double kill. With my top gun in the back, I prepare myself for the easy 8. He has the dirt gun for sure. Just pay attention how much damage he inflicts on the Nashorn. What a crazy hit. I am completely trashed. I never had a chance, even if I had not missed my first shot.
Everyone get out.
What a defeat. Despite our best efforts, victory goes to the opponent. Well played to them. Since we pick up the top gun, we benefit from the courageous resistance bonus. As a result, we earn more XP than any other player. We also kill by far the most tanks, and did the most damage. We almost reached 3k damage, but I figured we can do better than that. In fact, let me show you. We are on the new map Northwest. It is another tier 6 fight, and this time the odds seem to be stacked in our favor. There's the Ton. Let's make him bleed. Keep firing. Post-game analysis later showed that I hit the poor bastard 5 times and did almost 1,300 damage to him. Let's see what we can do with that VK. My first shot bounces, but I'll try again. With an Nashorn you can afford to take blind shots like these, because you have enough ammunition. We are jumping ahead, as I get a shot into the Churchill. I have no shots on the 1S. But maybe I can get the T-34. That was a dodgy shot, to be honest. Still no shot at the 1S. Watch that Hellcat over there. I will have to deal with him very soon. I am getting bored now. Finally another target. $218 damage is a low damage roll for this gun, but I'll take it anyway. Looks like I'd get finally that 1S. My second shot seems to have hit a building. That's the thing about the tank outlines. Even as the tank is obstructed by a solid structure, the entire outline always shows. There is that Hellcat again. He is on full health. I will need to hit him 3 times to kill him. make that 2 times. That was a very important shot. This shot shows again the awesome properties of the AR-71. It's a fantastic cannon. Yes, I know I sound like a broken record. So I now have to deal with a Hellcat, and the enemy has still an artillery. We have seen before what artillery can do to the Nashorn, so I really need to be very careful. See what I mean? The artillery is already shooting at me, and so nearly got me. As I am retreating, I get spotted again. The artillery has probably reloaded by now. But now I decide to attack and catch the Hellcat with its pants down. It's on. Kill secured. I am bracing myself for the arty shell. He misses. The game is won now, no doubt about it. The last enemy has been spotted at our camp. Let me try and save our own arty. My first shot at the Crusader goes high. But now I have his side. He kills our arty. And I kill him. And that's the end of the game. There it is. We did almost 3 times more damage than any other player on our team. If it hadn't been for the Nashorn, this game could have ended very differently. 3.1k damage is good, but I think we can do better than that. Welcome to hell. This is just about the most brutal matchup the Nashorn can ever face. Half of the team are tier 8s, 1/3 are tier 7s, and we have 3 little tier 6s. But you know what? Instead of throwing in the towel and blaming Matchmaker, I view this as a possibility. Here is my reasoning. In a glass cannon you are always going to be in trouble when you get spotted. If you get caught in the open, you are dead, even if you are top tier. But with an Nashorn, I have a cannon that can hurt any of these guys. So while I have to fear them, they also better watch out for me. They are in for a good spanking. Alright, so here we have our T-71 going YOLO to his doom. The difference between being brave and stupid often is whether or not you succeed. Our friend in the T-71 doesn't, so what does that make him? There we have a well-armored KV-5. I am trying to hit his weak spot, but no dice. At least we managed to track him and get some assistance damage. The E-25 is a big threat. I am giving too much lead. I am thinking that he is going to keep pushing. And sure enough, he is. I get him this time, and our T-69 kills him. Now I am spotted, and I need to change position. I don't want to get one shot by their artillery. While I am moving, I am noticing a Tiger 2. I may have an opportunity for flanking shots at him. That was a low roll. The second shot was better. As he has popped out of view, I am shifting my attention to the other side of the map, where the battle is in full swing. I bounce of the 1S. That was unfortunate. But the second attempt succeeds. That shot at the IOS-3 was a bit too optimistic. Oh, now we have the T-71 running wild. And promptly I get spotted. We need to hurt him. Now. And again. Those were two juicy shots at the T-71, and fortunately he has ran the other way. Let's go for the IOS-3 again. He turns his hull at the right moment, allowing us to penetrate his front. I have not shot any APCR rounds yet, so getting through the front of a Tier 8 Heavy is a testament for the Il-71. I am taking a quick look at the Tiger II. He is still there. Looks like I don't have many opportunities over here anymore. So let's say hello to Mr. Tiger II. Nice hit. Now he is pulling back. Notice how I control my urge to move up to get some more damage done. I just don't want to get spotted. You simply cannot take many risks in the glass cannon. A Tiger I. How nice. Let's make his day miserable. We shut him down hard. I am thinking about moving up to pressure the T-71, while keeping my eye on the Tiger II. Good. Our KV-4 took care of him, and I am going back to defend the base. I am thinking that the Tiger II will continue to push forward to our base, and I will be ready for him. I also want to point out that I have switched to APCR shells. I feel that the game is very close, and I need to maximize my damage if we were ever to stand a chance. Speaking of more damage, the T-44 should regret being exposed so openly. That was kill number 2. And now the waiting begins. At this point I am wondering why the enemy is not attacking. They have the T-28 prototype and the T-34 after all. Our KV-4 is not in good shape anymore, and our IS isn't much of a threat to them. Our Crummel is worse than useless. Look where he is. He is in a medium tank and should at least provide some vision for our team, but what am I expecting from a guy with an efficiency rating of 91? Oh well. The Tiger II has been spotted exactly as anticipated. Okay, he played this rather poorly, but I give him props for at least trying to win the game. On a side note, our Crummel driver just drowned himself. Oh my god. What a tool. Kudos also to our IS driver, who boldly announced that he will be attacking. I am taking a brief look and pull right back. And not a moment too soon. Something with good view range has spotted us, and I am getting out of here. Now I am repositioning to a location that will provide me with possible flanking shots at the enemy, should they attack our camp. But they are not coming. I am skipping forward a bit. RIS has just ran into the T-34. I cannot believe that T-34. He is a good driver, but he has been camping their cat like a coward. You are top tier, goddammit. In a goddamn heavy tank. How about you freaking av the part? I mean, do they really want to draw? You can probably tell that I was less than thrilled at this point. And that is where I almost got my ass blown to pieces. Instead of going back, I decided to take a shot at the prototype. Bad mistake. Now I am trying to stay low until I drop off his radar, and then I move back. Our GW Panther has seen the threat coming, but he has not gotten out of there as yet. Now he finally begins to move, but as it turns out, it will have been too little, too late. Meanwhile our KV-4 seems to have called it a day. He has not moved in ages. Sorry pal. You are on your own. If I know the prototype driver, he will be coming for me next. I hope that I will be able to surprise him. Nice snipe at his turret, but now he is really getting way too close for comfort. And our KV-4, forget him. He's not helping. The goal saved me. Feels a bit like boxing. So this was a draw. But what a draw indeed. We earned 13,000 credits, despite shooting some premium rounds, and got more than 1,300 XP on the premium account. We did a massive 3,700 damage, way more than any other player on either team. That is even more than triple of what our third best player managed to do. This was a very strong Tier 8 fight, and the Tier 6 Nashorn put all of them to shame. Unfortunately, we did not get any of the medals such as Sniper or Confederate. That would given me the Courageous Resistance bonus. And I estimate my base XP would have been roughly 1,400, which would have been enough I think for the Ace Tacker batch. So I still owe you that one. I will upload another video of my Nashorn when I have managed to get the Ace Tacker. So that is a bit disappointing to not have managed to pull it off in this fight, but at least I got way more XP than any other player. But you know what, that's also not true. Since patch 8.10, the extra XP earned by the Courageous Resistance is no longer shown on the battle results page. You can only see it on the detailed report screen. Now take a look at our KV-4. Notice that he got a medal. So I got curious and uploaded the replay to whatreplays.com. Wetreplays.com still shows the experience, including the Courageous Resistance bonus. I was in for a surprise. It was actually the KV4 driver who got top experience. I got a steel wall because people were shooting at him, but the strong armor of his tank protected him and allowed him to survive. I am not saying that he played a bad game. That honor has to go to our Cromwell driver, who drowned himself after doing nothing the entire fight. But do you think it is fair that he got more experience for this fight than the little tier 6 Nashorn? We did much more damage, we killed more tanks, but he walks away with more experience, despite being in a top tier heavy tank. I think that the Courageous Resistance is one of the best additions to the game, but a battle like this shows that there might be room for some improvements. I also don't understand why Wargaming decided to not include the additional XP in the results page anymore. After all, the Courageous Resistance was as much about the play number as it was about the feel-good factor. And by not showing that anymore, that has been taken away. So the Nashorn. What do we think? I think it is easily better than a Jagged Panzer IV, and next to the Hellcat and SU-100, I think it's one of the best TDs of its tier. But before I go, I have to mention one major drawback of the Nashorn. I have been set on fire, and got the engine knocked out in almost every third game. This is the worst I have ever seen. So you need to be very aware of that, because...
Yo dude, what's up? What are you doing with that thing? Why don't you go and play with some tigers, huh?